In a big setback for Minnesota, a U.S. federal judge has denied the state's request to force Immigration and Customs Enforcement to suspend its operations, which has ended the deaths of 2 U.S. citizens and triggered massive protests. In a separate ruling, a federal judge has ordered the release of a 5-year-old boy and his father from a detention center in Texas by Tuesday. The pair were taken into custody in Minnesota and later transferred out of state. The government says the father entered the U.S. illegally, while the family's lawyer maintains he has a pending asylum claim allowing him to remain in the country. Anger over the immigration crackdown spilled into the streets of Minneapolis again on Friday as thousands of demonstrators rallied against President Trump's deportation drive. Protesters carried signs condemning ICE and joined calls for a national shutdown. The demonstrations coincided with legal action against a prominent journalist over coverage of the protest in the northern city. Protests also moved indoors on Saturday when dozens of demonstrators gathered inside a Target store in Minneapolis, singing "We Shall Not Be Moved." Protesters staged a sit-in near checkout counters, urging the retailer to protect its workers from federal immigration agents. Many called on the company to take a stand. Cyclists rode past a makeshift memorial for Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old intensive care unit nurse who was killed by federal agents in Minneapolis. The bike ride, part of protests against the immigration crackdown, highlighted growing public outrage over controversial enforcement actions. The FBI has taken over the investigation into the fatal shooting of Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has confirmed the development.
You're asking me about the body cam footage from, there's a lot of discussion going on with that. The FBI is leading the investigation, and as that goes forward, that'll be at their discretion.
Separately, President Donald Trump says the Department of Homeland Security will stay out of protests in Democratic-led cities unless federal assistance is requested or federal property is threatened.